Welcome back, Guardians. Today, we're going to be diving into the top changes coming to Destiny 2 with the Edge of Fate. And we're going to be talking about everything from a brand new expansion model to armor and weapon upgrades, and yes, no more dungeon keys. But let's not forget that this DLC is diving headfirst into the mystery of the Nine, and we're going to be heading off into uncharted territories. So let's get into it. The first big change is coming with the ditching of annual expansions, because those once a year big expansions tend to eat up a lot of their development time, making it harder to be innovative around, and honestly, they do feel a little too formulaic. So instead of one big drop, we're going to be getting 2 medium-sized expansions every 6 months. This is going to mean more frequent content and more opportunities to experiment. We're going to be thinking non-linear campaigns, more open exploration, similar to more of a Metroidvania style experience, and they even stated more roguelike or survival shooter type experiences as well. But this isn't about abandoning great storytelling either. Bungie does want to bring back the mystery and wonder from the early days of Destiny, where every corner of the map seemed to hold a secret and every mission felt epic. Along with this expansion shift, the seasonal model will be getting an update as well. We're moving away from the 3 episodes per year to a 4 major updates, similar to what we've had with seasons in the past, with a little bit more added to it. So once every 3 months there will be an update to the game, with 2 of those being a major expansion, and then 2 of those also being a major update. Think new exotic missions, strikes, new modes like Onslaught, and of course new loot and just general updates to the game. Essentially calling this a core game refresher, bringing meta changes, new rewards, and as well of new reasons to log in. But the best part is that these updates are going to be free. However, I'm sure we're going to have to pay for the expansions. The updates on top will also be free. And essentially, Bungie's wanting to move away barrier for entry, making Destiny easier to play, but also easier to recommend. With the core game being reworked, we have to remember that honestly, it feels a little overwhelming currently with dozens of activities and currencies and no clear path forward to those rewards. We're going to be getting an update to our UI and the director, introducing what they're calling the portal screen, which should let you jump into key activities immediately based on the activities you actually want to be doing. Activities now are going to be organized into more clear categories, including solo ops for a lower time commitment and more solo-friendly play, fire team ops for 3-player content similar to the strikes, the nightfalls, and things that we have of that nature, as well as flashpoint ops, which they've stated is a big 6-player chaos type of activity, I guess. They haven't been super clear on what this actually is, so once we find out more, we'll definitely let you all know. Then there's going to be Pinnacle ops, which is going to be more of your dungeons, raids, exotic style stuff like that, which is essentially more Pinnacle in-game content with the best rewards. And of course, Crucible for solo and team-based PvP. Alongside that, every day some activities are going to have bonus loot, like armor, specific weapons, upgrades, materials, but not needing to have a guide open just to figure out what you need to do is just an utterly fantastic change. Streamlining it and making it easier to know exactly what you should be doing is a S-tier change. Alongside the core game changes, we also have to talk about a loot rework. Weapons and armor are going to essentially be overhauled with tiers into them. Legendary weapons are going to have essentially 5 tiers, similar to the Adept when it's at tier 5. This means more stat bonuses, better perks, and reasons to grind a wider range of activities. Think that you can enhance the mag perk, you can enhance the barrel perk, the origin trait, as well as the 3rd and 4th column. Each activity type with PvE, Crucible, Pinnacle content are all going to have unique loot pools. There will be some overlap, but most gear will be exclusive to those activities, giving you a reason to chase after the gear that you actually want. So with new gear coming, they are going to be clearly labeled as such, and then you can build your artifact bonuses around it more easily. And no, old gear isn't getting sunset, it still will be viable. However, new gear, especially armor, is going to have better synergy, clearer upgrades, and a little bit more depth to build into. But of course, more on that in a moment. With raids and dungeons, we're getting a little bit of a change as well, which is utterly fantastic in my opinion. Every year still will kick off with a brand new raid, meaning of course the raid race. And 3 months after that, the raid is going to get an update alongside the major update for the year, including new challenges, mechanics, and modifiers, and potentially even new encounters. The second expansion of the year is going to bring us the new dungeon, but there is no separate dungeon key, meaning purchasing the expansion, you also have the dungeon as well with the full loot set at no extra cost. Towards the end of the year, Bungie is going to be bringing back a Pantheon-style event like we saw with Into the Light. Not Pantheon verbatim and exactly, but a similar type of activity. It's going to be legacy raid and dungeon content reimagined with new rewards and modifiers. I personally loved Pantheon, so this update is something I'm extremely looking forward to. Next, we've got to talk about the combat modifier changes, because essentially they've introduced some right now with the introduction to different types of Banes we've had in in-game content, which can make some Grandmasters feel like so much more of a chore to do. But at the end of it, it's going to be a lot of fun because it allows to mix things up, encouraging build diversity and being able to make each run feel different. The key thing about these changes are not just about build requirements, it's more about the combat requirements that are in the game itself, making it easier for casual and returning players to engage with high-end content without needing a spreadsheet for build crafting to figure out what you're supposed to wear. I'm not exactly sure how this change is going to function. I am interested to see how it can make build crafting more diverse. And once this becomes live in the game, we'll definitely make more build and combat style videos to help you tackle in-game content the easiest and the fastest. And of course, some of my most looked forward to changes is the armor rework and set bonuses. Armor finally is going to be getting some love too. Stats are no longer going to be tiered every 10 points, with every new point actually mattering and helping out in your build. The stats are now going to be capped at 200, so essentially from 101 to 200, it's going to build into a secondary bonus. So for example, Discipline from 0 to 100 is going to grant grenade cooldown, and past 100 is going to give you an enhanced chance to get a secondary grenade charge once your grenade recharges. But there's also a new stat like special ammo that has been listed. This personally is going to be extremely fun to build into, especially if you want to use a special like a primary or you're using double special. With 0 to 100 increasing the ammo drops, and 101 to 200 giving you the chance to have a double-sized ammo brick ready to pick up and just give you more special ammo. But the real game changer is going to be with set bonuses for your armor. If you equipped 2 or 4 pieces from the same set activity, you're going to unlock unique perks. For example, there's non-stop aggression, where you have 2 active heals on kills after you reload, essentially heal clip, but for your armor. And then if you have 4 pieces, it's going to boost your shotgun and your fusion rifle damage after consistently hitting a target. Think how crazy merciless is going to be. Not only are you firing faster just because you're damaging a high health target like a mini boss or a boss, but just by getting that, you're essentially getting target lock added onto it just from your armor. And you have the ability to mix and match 2 different types of sets, or you can maximize and go for 1 set fully for the ultimate synergy. Armor is going to be finally fun and finally worth grinding for again, and it's actually going to help you build craft better, not just chasing your recovery or your resilience stats. So there you have it, Guardians. Destiny 2: The Edge of Fate is shaping up to be one of the most transformative expansions that we've had, with a new content model, overhauled loot and armor, giving you more freedom, and finally more mystery, more story, and more ways to play the way you want. If you're excited like I am, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe for builds, guides, and breakdowns as we head into the Edge of Fate and all of the new content with the expansion coming this year. Let me know down in the comments, what are the changes that you're most hyped about, or what changes do you want to see come to the game? As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.